Titanium Tuesday. So we're going to try something new, and that is it's Titanium Tuesday.
Titanium Tuesday.
We're going to try to follow the arc of the character of the hero. And the arc of the character of the villain.
Protagonist, antagonist.
Yes. So, we'll see how we do.
Yeah. Because this is more of an anti-hero one to begin with.
It is, yeah. But first, I guess let's start like this. Alan Rickman.
Rest his soul. Yeah, yes. Oh yeah, right.
This was his first film.
Was it really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 1988, Die Hard. First film.
It was a major role in the film, too, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I like to talk about budget because I think that is an interesting metric to use, not to say a movie is necessarily good or bad.
Right.
But it's like, what do you...
A good starting point.
Yeah. We're novice viewers, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're not critics, and we're not trying to be critics. We're just a couple of guys trying to have conversation and enjoy the films, yes. So with that said, I think that's an interesting metric because the box office is generally a way to tell, was it successful?
Right.
Or did,
yeah, exactly.
flop or whatever.
Yeah.
What do people think?
Right.
The budget wasn't nailed down. It's $25 to $35 million, so a $10 million difference, which is fairly significant in 1988.
That's what I was thinking.
And then, however, it says the box office, which is a $2 million difference, was $139 to $141.
Okay.
For the box office.
Yeah.
And I remember, I was pretty young when this came out.
Yeah.
I was a teenager.
Okay.
Young teenager. But I remember this, and everybody was talking about it.
Yeah.
And it was great. I didn't go see it in theaters. My parents, made sure of that.
That's fair.
But I did see it when it came out.
I mean, we did get a nice little nice little preface when we started on Hulu. This movie is not intended for, or is intended for mature audiences.
Right. And I'm still not mature. However, I'm old enough.
That's right.
So, but we wanted to talk about Christmas.
We did. I love Christmas.
Is this a Christmas movie?
So my
is the first time.
Yeah, my backstory with this film is I had thought I had seen this movie before because it is a great film. It gets talked about a lot. One of my favorite shows, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Actor loves Die Hard. Turns out when I was watching this film, I was like, I don't think I've ever seen this before or get what's going. Like, none of this is making sense together. Like, not clicking back to it as if I had seen it before. And I now understand the conversation of, is this a Christmas film? In which I would say it absolutely is.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
It would be one thing
It's fun to argue with people, though, a little bit.
It is.
About
In that case, this is not a Christmas movie.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I agree. I think it's a Christmas movie. Yeah. Full-on Christmas movie. I think that us Northerners...
Yeah.
There's no snow,
right?
All that kind of stuff.
Right.
So we think of it as a non-Christmas movie in general.
Exactly.
However, it's totally a Christmas movie.
When you have Christmas songs, when you reference it throughout the film,
it's a Christmas party, sort of.
Yeah.
It's kind of a Christmas celebration for their successful year
situation.
Yeah. And there's that. So, but before we get into the character, it is based on a novel.
Okay.
Nothing Lasts Forever.
Die Hard. Yeah. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
Did the book do well?
I have no idea. I think it was a book. Let me see if...
Oh, now you're telling me you might be lying to me.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Just making sure.
I realized...
I was making sure I was reading it right.
You spoke with such confidence. That makes sense. I mean, I feel like a lot of movies, one way or another, are based off of... The ideas bounce off of each other, so...
Right.
Much more fun as a movie.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever read the book and can really judge the book, but I can only imagine.
So the character, in this, obviously seeing it, he starts out as kind of a stubborn, like he's the dad, he's the breadwinner, or thought he was, and whatever else, and he was going to stay. Doesn't like change. He was going to stay in New York because this was going to be a short-lived thing, and his family was going to move back and all that stuff. And now he's kind of going to California, and he's putting his tail between his legs and saying, "Hey, oops," I in his way wants to kind of mend the fences and make sure
the classic disconnect of the marriage, and now we got to bring it back together somehow.
And so I thought that was interesting, but then he gets thrown into this whole, I'm a cop, and because I'm a cop, I better save the day.
Right? And it's just crazy. Like, it throws you right into it. And it's probably good we didn't understand of what kind of like things he's seen in New York. And then he was like, yep, I'm going to do what I need to do. And even though I'm working with other cops, I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah, exactly. And when, a classic is the yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah.
Bleep, bleep.
That's right. Mother truckers.
And that was literally like off the cuff to make the crew laugh.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis just did that. To make them laugh.
Yeah.
And they kept it in the film.
Yeah.
And now it's like.
Great life decisions.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
But so when you have that anti-hero kind of thing, I think that we can really like attach ourselves and fall in love with that kind of thing, because he had that relationship with via radio, the cop that was down on the ground and stuff like that, which was really fun.
Good old Al.
Yeah, I know, right? And Reginald, he played, what was that? He played before or at the time, didn't he play the dad in, I just lost it. Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
So that's what reminded me back then. The first time I saw it, I was like, oh, that's the dad. Yeah. But I can't remember now who he played. But being Alan Rickman, his first film too, one of the things that in his villainous character that didn't really go along very well is he was kind of afraid of the gunshots.
Oh, really?
And so when he would shoot the gun, he would wince, and kind of his facial expression, it would kind of pull away.
Which worked well with the AK. I don't know guns either.
Yeah, I don't know.
Big gun
the machine gun type. Yeah, right. But so it was one of those things that he, the director, he had to kind of cut from.
Family Matters.
Is Family Matters. Yes. So it was fun back then at the time, like seeing, that's the, so that was kind of cool.
And he had it was such an interesting relationship too of it's not typical. Like Reginald really didn't do anything.
Right.
In the storyline. It was just emotional support for John McClane to be able to vent things out and process what's going on his side of things.
Yes.
Because obviously the other detectives and everything else were not following the direction at all with what Sergeant Al or John was saying.
Right.
So.
And it was, they built that relationship so quickly, that trust.
Yeah.
Right. And so he knew what was going on.
When he was just upset having to be there, it was like, oh, this is stupid. I was about to drive away. I mean, that's a classic scene too of the body falling onto the car.
Yeah. That's how he got his attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know. We could talk a lot about the film forever and ever. I don't know, man. This is one of the things I think that would be really fun for us to do is maybe we should do a Christmas special.
I love Christmas.
And I suppose you could call it Best of Die Hard.
Oh, you could.
Or we could do something.
Not Your Average Christmas.
We could do that. We could do something where we take all the movies in the whole collection of Die Hard and rate them.
Right.
Lots of different.
Well, now I have to watch all of them. I haven't seen any other ones yet. So absolutely,
it's exciting to talk about this. I love doing these older ones too, especially because this is my childhood.
Yeah, and it stands up too. Like I loved the whole experience. I was like, man, I really should have watched this earlier, so I could have watched it more times than just one at this point. Do you want to talk about Hans at all?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
villain.
I like that he didn't have much of a backstory,
as some professional people would say.
I graduated college.
We know.
I like it when villains don't have much of a backstory.
Right. And that's a good point.
He was like, I'm here to do this, and I want to do this no matter what the costs are, and that's what happened.
I don't have mommy issues.
That's right.
I know it, right?
Well, clearly, because he's a German. They don't have
any issues.
Any emotional issues.
But no, that's a really good point, because he just comes in here, he says, it's just, I'm going to steal this and get out of my way, and you're all going to die.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tries to draw the information out from people, understands that, if you're not a benefit to me, then you're out of the picture. And
right.
I mean, he killed 2 people pretty brutally, especially the first, Tagaki or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Just boom, blood in the background. I was like, oh my gosh.
And I love how they do that too in films. Like, they don't have to show the actual, I've talked about that before, but they don't have to show the actual shot.
Impale, yeah.
Yeah. And so I did really like that.
He was a genius. He understood the protocol of the FBI of what they're going to do so he could get through the safe. He had the whole double cross of the helicopter stuff. So highly intelligent. You could tell he was always 2 or 3 steps ahead of the game. If it wasn't for, the one little rascal that decided to change things up, and he would have gone away with it.
Yeah.
Multiple times. A lot quicker, a lot smoother. The police might have not even been involved by the point.
Right, exactly.
He got away.
Yeah, no. Al would have drove away.
That's right. Happy with his... Well, he wasn't eating donuts. He got something for the wife, wasn't it? I forget what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember now either, but yeah, he did. Yeah. So it was, a classic sleeper 80s movie.
Yeah.
But when it holds up today, because all the different things that they did with the character of the villain and the hero, we're missing that now.
Yeah.
And people are sick of me talking about that, but we're really missing that now, where there's the good guy and the bad guy, and there's a clear line.
Right.
And this has that, and there's not even a little bit, there's a lot of respect between the hero and the villain.
Yeah.
They understand where each other are coming from.
They were having conversations the whole time on the radio too, which is another unique situation that doesn't usually happen in films of they were going to have constant conversations throughout the film. Because they had the radio, they could.
Right.
Which is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it. Go see it. Wait, it's not out.
Well, you can still go see it. You didn't say go see it in theaters.
Yeah. Go see it in your living room.
Yeah. Maybe you have a projector. You can have a home theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch it wherever. On your phone. Actually, your phone was not the best bet.
No,
preferably on a bigger screen.
Yeah, for
sure. Is the way to experience
with good sound. This actually has some pretty good sound for this kind of a movie.
Yeah.
So, gunshots. Remember the scene under the table?
Yeah.
Where he's shooting,
Yeah.
He actually had hearing loss from that.
Oh, really?
The blanks that they used were so loud.
It was. The gunshots were loud in this film.
Yeah, they were.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, we appreciate your like. We appreciate your subscribe. We appreciate your comment. And we appreciate you to give us snide remarks at
LegitQ at Matty'sMovieMix.com.
Peace. Hammer the share button. Go ahead and hammer out a comment to us. Go ahead and hammer the like button. Go ahead and hammer the subscription button. Go ahead and hammer the notification bells, because you know what? That's the best way you can support us. We appreciate it.
Stop listening to Podcast Topless. We're shiny brand products that are so comfortable you'll think you're topless. Check out shinybrandproducts.com.